And it's been a fairly uneventful couple days in the world of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, with the price fluctuating in a fairly tight range. There's been nothing but good news over the last few days, so one wonders why we haven't seen more of a price spike. One of the big news articles that just came out is about Facebook allowing some cryptocurrency ads to return. This didn't really cause any bump in the market, whereas last time people were seeing it as a catalyst for a price drop. Is there any reasons behind this?
So last time when they announced that they were going to ban all advertisements on Facebook, the bulk of those advertisements or initial coin offerings, essentially what should have been private placements being solicited as publicly. This, when they've been bringing it back, they're just saying exchanges and other things like that. There's still no initial coin offerings, no soliciting of what should be private securities placements. So it's not really that bullish of a catalyst. Yeah, you might hear about Binance or hear about some other up-and-coming exchanges, but you aren't going to hear about any new initial coin offering, and it's not going to be a mechanism to raise capital from that.
Yeah, and those were usually the ones who were doing it all last time. I mean, it was very rare that you would see an exchange or an established cryptocurrency company advertising on Facebook anyway. So yeah, that was not that great of a catalyst. Okay, then we also had news that Andreessen Horowitz, who is a longtime veteran in the world of venture capital, a huge name in Silicon Valley, is going to launch a crypto-specific fund with $300 million. And you would think that this is a fairly bullish thing for the crypto market as well, but again, we didn't see a lot of response to it in prices of any cryptocurrencies. And I think that was because this is, really in his wheelhouse. This is a venture capital fund. It has a 10-year time horizon, fairly far out. It does show, though, that there are still more bigger players getting ready to come into the market. Do you think that we'll see any price accretion from this as the fund starts to launch and out in the next few months?
It's a pretty small amount of capital. It's good from a narrative perspective, but really with a 10-year time horizon, they don't know when they're going to call capital, and they may not be active the first quarter as much as you'd think and things like that. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not really a big catalyst. It's nice to see other high-quality venture capitalists see this space as where seed capital, early-stage stuff is forming, and approach it with a proper time horizon, like an 8-10-year time horizon, which really to get past the liquidity risk of initial coin offerings is a kind of time frame you need to be looking at.
Right, and they said that they were looking to do a bit of private equity as well, so I'm sure we'll see them investing in companies around the space. But again, that does kind of, say that, hey, there's a little bit of confidence in this space. So that's good, but yeah, I think you're right, 8 to 10-year time horizon. One other quick thing we have going on this week is on this upcoming Friday, CME futures, Bitcoin futures, are going to expire. So tell us how that affects the market.
So yeah, June 29th, the June CME contracts are expiring. These are financially settled, so it's not anybody who's long these contracts just gets paid whether they're above or beyond where they initiated their contract when on the financial settlement on Friday. Typically, we've saw selling off seasonality due to this, people trying to mark the close and trying to get that final number to be lower, likely because there's a lot more short interest than there is long interest. So typically that's been a sell-off point. You also marry that with the fact that we're having end of Q2 sell-off. So if you're a private fund, say a hedge fund, most liquidity will work on a biannual or quarterly basis where you can invest monthly. So you get that early month bullish seasonality. You get that end of quarter, end of biannual sell-off. So a lot of this could be redemption-driven right now. There's a lot of managers in the space that haven't had good track records, and they would have to be moving out of the cryptocurrency space back into US dollar. So whether people are pulling their money out just to put it in another crypto fund that has to leave cryptocurrency, go back to fiat, and then be redeployed into the next fund. And since we only have private wrappers, this is the only way wealthy clients and family offices who aren't willing to actually get in past the administrative burden of trading this stuff can get involved. So I think that's a large reason for the selling we have seen. We may see a little bit more selling pressure, but we've saw a lot of support around the 6K area. You see some big guys refreshing, coming back on the bid. Not being super aggressive about acquiring where they're taking offers and moving further up. But definitely on the other side of the selling, providing passive support. So.
Right. Yep, so again, we may see a little bit of downward pressure, but overall, this level has seen plenty of support. So that should be good for the market. All right, well, thank you very much for tuning in to the Daily Crypto Trader. We'll see you next time.